The first thing we're building are the first stage F1 engines, and these are the components to build the engines. So one thing about this kit is everything comes in bags or individually wrapped. There are no sprues. So a sprue looks like this, which is from something else unrelated to the rocket, but just to show you what a sprue is. So there's no clipping pieces off the sprue, which is good, but the parts aren't numbered. So it makes it just a little bit more challenging, but since there's not a ton of parts, they're fairly easy to find. The other thing I've noticed is things go together pretty well and stay together without glue. As you can see, I've already built two of the engines and they hold together really well without any glue. And then the other thing I'll comment on is I'm not sure what kind of plastic this is. Doesn't feel like polystyrene. I'm guessing either ABS or polypropylene. What milk jugs are made out of, although I don't think it's that. So if any glue is needed, we're going to have to find out what type will work, whether it be glue that would work with polystyrene or possibly super glue. So let's build one of the engines. Found starting with these two pieces, and they are keyed. Let's see if I can get a shot of how that is keyed. There's a flat spot on this side, and then this has to go with the, I believe this is the heat exchanger, it has to go down, and this, I'm not sure what that is. And then this one is keyed as well. You can see the flat spot. So it can be a tight fit, which is good because then it requires no glue. If it's fully seated, it's good. And then this peg is going to fit into this hole within the thrust chamber. So as you can see here, and then it's a interesting fit. So that clicked in there nicely. And then you'll want to get these lined up. And I found that you don't want to press it in too far because these have to be spaced a particular distance. Next thing we have to put in are this is a high pressure fuel duct for the fuel, for the rocket fuel. And it has to go in like so. And as you can see, it has to be a particular distance. And then they seat down on this piece here. And there we go. For some reason, that one doesn't seem to be sitting flat like it should be. Why is that? Anyway, let's put, what are these? These are the high pressure liquid oxygen ducts, and they go, which way do they go? They go this way. There, things are falling in line now. They will all get kind of locked in place as the pieces come together. And then this is the, what is this? Engine interface panel. And that is keyed as well. You can see a flat section there. And then there's a keyed section there. So I don't know if you heard that, but that was a pretty tight fit. Again, there we go. So might consider putting some glue on here just to keep those in place. But then again, this may be designed to take apart, kind of like a puzzle. If you were so inclined, take it apart, put it back together. And then we have these, which I'm not sure the name of these. What I've noticed, it appears that one of them is thinner than the rest of them, which I don't know how to show you here. So I don't know if that's true. And it seems like the lower left might be where the thinner one goes. And that's where I've been putting them. And it sort of snaps in place. And with the other stuff, they'll stay in there. I mean, they come out, but they stay in there pretty well. Again, something else that might be a candidate for some glue. But we'll figure as we go along to see if it really needs some glue to lock it in place. If you're so inclined. See, that one will come out that way. So, what's nice is this piece has got a couple notches on it on either side here, and that fits into this plate where it's got some grooves for those notches to rest in. And then I believe this is the gimbal for the rocket, and that goes into this piece. And that's a pretty tight fit based on what I've already done. And it stays in there pretty well. So why don't we put one in right now? So it does take a little bit of effort to get it seated. And then we also want to make sure it's seated in there, which it is. The two little catches I've caught. I've got them here and here. And then that holds everything pretty well. So if you, so that's designed pretty well. The barking in the background would be my dogs thinking somebody's knocking at the door. All right, so let's build a couple more. So again, this is the turbine exhaust manifold. This is the heat exchanger. They're keyed. The groove section goes down. And you got to make sure it's fully seated too. And it's pretty tight, but that's good. Again, there's one single hole right here. And we're going for getting nice little click there. Line it up. Let's get good thing about this is two different sizes, large and the small. Large will fit all the way down to here, and the small one will fit to here. And let's see, the large one fits to here, and the small one fits to here. And they have to be spaced correctly apart to actually get them to seat properly. That's seated, that looks to be seated. If they're not spaced correctly apart, just either push them in or pull them out just a little bit. Because you can see the distance between these two here. And then this piece, they're about the same size, but this faces to the right as you're looking from this direction. This one's a little tighter fit than the others. Looks to be correct though. And then this keyed piece goes all the way down. Can we line them up? This one's a little deformed. That's not good. Ooh, I don't think that's going to last, but it's where some glue will come in later. Yeah, that one's going to need some glue, but we can deal with that later. All right. Never built a model on camera before, so trying to make sure that you have a good view and I can see what I'm doing is a bit challenging. Large matches up to this right side. There we go. Two ends point to the right. This is keyed. Not that I think it would matter. It does keep it from spinning though. don't have a name for this piece. It's piece number 8. Again, this fits into this hole. Takes a little bit of pressure. The pieces seem to be pretty sturdy. I just wouldn't torque them left or right, because then they could snap. And then we wanted to, there we go, snap that in. Nice little click. You can see it sits flush. Ooh, if I have to go back and super glue those are gonna be a little challenging to get to. And then click it so it sits flush. Gotta push that in so that seats, the gimbal seats into that base right there. It's pretty obvious once you have it far enough. Takes a little bit of pressure. And then you can look to see that these are all sitting in flush. And then piece sits really level. Yeah, I was hoping I'd go a little quicker and make this a shorter video, but it is what it is. So, fairly decent detail. I think I'll go into some of the detail in a different video to keep this one from getting any longer. So the next video, build video, will go into the base of the first stage, this component, and the first stage itself. Some of the fuel conduits from the fuel and oxygen tanks down into the rockets. That's one page of build, and then the first stage in the fuel and oxygen tanks, and then some more pieces to the first stage. That'll be in the next video. So thanks for watching.